So what are the impacts? Well, as we know, poor public health, reduced quality of life. I think that was amply demonstrated in the previous presentation. But also there are economic sanctions. We have a potential loss of highway funds, federal transportation funds for capacity adding projects. This would be new highways, lane additions, new interchanges. All of those kinds of projects would be severely curtailed should we not meet the standard. In addition, it is a problem for attracting business to Northeast Ohio. New or expanding businesses have to meet air pollution requirements, have to get offsets, and it's quite a complex process and an expensive process that business has to go through as well. So what's NOCCA's role? Well, we do a what's called conformity analysis every year to determine what kind of air pollution comes out of our transportation network. But also we work with the Ohio EPA and the US EPA with a memorandum of understanding to develop guidances and recommendations that can actually move us as a region and as a state into compliance with the requirements. So we put together a public involvement process. The committee met for 2 years, first coming up with recommendations for ozone, 2006, then recommendations for particulate matter in 2007. And all those recommendations were forwarded to the Ohio EPA, and they were, about half of them have been implemented so far. We're waiting to see what happens to the rest. Our task force has a wonderful acronym, NAQPA, whatever, NOCCA Air Quality Public Advisory Task Force, and that committee did a tremendous job for 2 years. First of all, getting educated on a whole variety of issues relating to air quality, and then providing expertise to one another. So it was quite a process. I was, as the executive director of the agency, I was very pleased that to have a committee of citizens do such good work on behalf of the region. And our board, our committees and our board approved the recommendations, and then they went off to the EPA. So we are on record. I'm very proud of that. Some of the recommendations included going for cleaner fuels, emission reduction for coal-fired power plants and other point sources, voluntary trip reduction programs, including rideshare. If you go to a website called Ohio Rideshare, you can promote rideshare. In fact, it's one of these things that we found, we've had this program for 20 years or so. It kind of crept along. Last summer when gasoline prices hit $4 a gallon, suddenly rideshare became a hot item. So you know, I'm grateful that people paid attention to it and started participating in it. Although, you know, from our point of view, it's not just a cost savings issue, but it's also a public health issue. So we're happy that it gained renewed attention. We're also interested in increased use of transit for air quality reasons, diesel retrofits, traffic signal synchronizations, and in some cases we actually help pay for that with the use of federal funds that we deal with. And then idle reduction strategies, which is of course the thing that we're most interested in tonight. These are some, well, just some data about what can be eliminated with you know, just controlling idling. It's pretty serious, as you can see. And I think there was a great exhibit over there about a little vial worth particulate matter that people breathe in. You know, there's another picture of it. Okay, so some myths about idling. It's better to idle than to start up again. That's not true. Idling runs at, what is it, less than peak engine temperature, meaning incomplete combustion, and with a resulting residue left on engine components. I'm only going to be here for 30 seconds. Well, for anything over 10 seconds in a passenger car, it takes less gas to turn off and restart the engine. It doesn't waste much gas. Well, idling for 2 minutes burns the same gas as driving for a mile. And Americans idle their cars 10 minutes a day on average. Can you imagine that? And part of that is at traffic lights, I know. But. Okay, conclusions. Clean air solutions are needed for Northeast Ohio. Well, we've done our recommendations, we've done our analysis, but it's really a region-wide issue, and public officials throughout Northeast Ohio have to do their part. And I think anti-idling legislation is one of the things that you can do. Reduce idling through your fleets, saves money, conserves fuel, clears the air, and local governments know how air pollution can best be addressed. So you have the power, and we hope that we'll give you some of the tools to work with. And well, that's me, many years ago. But I'd like to, just to give a couple of shout outs. One to City of South Euclid for actually having anti-idling legislation. There you go. Also to City of Cleveland and Councilman Zone for pushing this forward to the City of Cleveland. And the next time I come back, I'll be giving kudos to all of you as well. So thank you.
Howard is a terrific artist too. So did you sketch that last slide? Howard is the only man who I know who can sit. You can sit in a very intense meeting. He grasps every single issue that is going on, is interacted, and by the end of the meeting, he'll have this beautiful drawing of either your side profile or somebody else's.